What's up guys, it's Missy. I'm back with another SimCity build a video. Today we're going to be doing the milestone video for high level players, okay? So if you haven't already done so, go watch the milestone video that I put up this morning. It just says milestone information. Watch that one first, then watch this one. This one is going to be about how to rotate your assignments if you're a high level player. If you're a low level player, you will watch the low level video. Do not watch this video if you're a low level player. What would make you a low-level player? Any player with regional maps unlocked is a high-level player. Any player above the level 29, with or without regionals unlocked, is a high-level player. So if you are below level 30 with no regional, you're a low-level player. Okay? Two totally different techniques. So, like, subscribe, comment down below if you have any questions. Join us on our Facebook page at SimCity Build It, MissyAnne and let's get started. I'm going to be going through and fixing the Contest to Mayor's document. This is the document that you guys are familiar with. Once I have the new one fixed up, then I will let you guys know. What I'll probably do is just make a whole new document for this current situation and keep the old one just in case, because they like to change shit on us a lot. So I want to keep this one intact and then make a new one. So basically, a lot of things are going to change, but a lot of things are also going to remain the same. So for you high level players, rules of rotation are different. Order of rotation is the same. Okay, so let's look at that real quick. So the rules of rotation is how you rotate your tasks in terms of value and opportunity. So before, right, you had to worry about the streaks all the damn time. You had to say, okay, I got a risk attached to a number of assignments that is no longer there, okay? So, for example, the regional HQ assignment. There was a high risk there with you not having a regional HQ available and then it popping up in the streaks and then you failing. So you had to leave one regional HQ locked at least, or you had to secure it down below in the main list. That does no longer need to be done that way. Basically what you'll do is you'll do that assignment as needed, and then just keep in mind that if it is at main task value, you're definitely going to want to try to keep some locked just in case you have to do it multiple times, or if you get a milestone assignment, but it's not a priority to leave it sit after a number of assignments. You know, you don't have to secure it anymore. Same thing for epic projects. If you don't have, very many available or whatever, obviously you're going to have a cooldown per whatever map you're doing, but the epic at main task value can be rotated a lot more frequently, or even at rotatable value if needed, than it was before. You don't have to worry about it popping up in the streaks, okay? So the rules of rotation is opportunity over value for the first 60 assignments, okay? So what this means is it doesn't mean that you don't consider value. What it means is that you prioritize opportunity. Okay, so what that means is, let's say that you have a war delivery for 1,000 down below. You've just rotated all of your main tasks, and you have a 1,600 bulbs assignment, okay? A shop production or whatever. Normally, you would go with opportunity over value within the first 60 assignments, right? Okay, that's what you're going to do because it's your low premium. You want it to bring in more premiums. When you get to your tickets, though, you're running out of tasks. So you're running out of opportunity for it to even matter, right? You opening up opportunity for 5 or 6 tasks later isn't going to matter when you're out of tasks. So you would go with the bulbs if you had 15 assignments remaining. Or, sorry, tickets remaining. Usually the way that we do it, though, is it's going to depend on what your competition level is. So I'm going to put in 2 notes in the Contest to Mayor's doc. The first 60 assignments, if you plan to use all your tickets, okay? You're going to do opportunity over value. If you don't plan to use all of your tickets, then you're going to make it to where you have about 10 or the last 10 or 15 assignments that you complete are value over op. Okay? So that would be what? 45 tasks remaining, I think. Yeah. So if you don't plan to use any tickets, then you switch to value over opportunity at 45 assignments remaining. If you plan to use all tickets, then you don't switch over until all tasks are completed and you only have tickets remaining. All right? Now, the order of rotation is the exact same. You're going to do your premiums first, and you're going to do your main. Sorry, I should reiterate that. Let me show you the photo here. It'll make it easier for you guys. Here, the order of rotation is to do your highest main premium or non-premium with, best algorithm best algorithm, best opportunity, all of that stuff. Once all those are done, you go to your highest premium with highest algorithm, best opportunity, and all that. Once all those are done, you do your any main tasks, obviously, that pop up in between. And then when you're left with only rotatable assignments, so assignments in your list below 2,000 points, you then go with the lowest algorithm, okay? Now, here's the deal. Do not prioritize the milestone assignments. Do not calculate their values up together and pick them based on that. If you have a 2,000 point war delivery down below and a 1,000 point war delivery in the milestones, don't calculate it up and go, okay, I get 3,000 points. And then choose that assignment based on that. If you have a 2,500 mountain assignment and a 2,000 war delivery, you would go with the mountain assignment first, right? Work your main list based on your main list only, all right? Because what you don't want to do is you don't want to change the sequence in which your assignments are being given to you. If you were to do the war delivery first, you've now left an assignment of higher value sitting in the list, thereby lowering the chances of better tasks to come in. And you also have taken an assignment that was a mountain assignment that has a high algorithm attached to it and rotated it out, or rotated the war delivery before the mountain, which would cause the mountain not to come in, sooner. When you know that the war delivery is going to get done pretty much probably right after that anyways, right? So it's best to do what's right from the get-go, rather than trying to calculate up, values and screw up your rotation, okay? So make sure that you understand how the milestones work and do not prioritize them, okay? Do not bankrupt yourself going, okay, I'm going to do, 11 airport deliveries, get my milestone done, and then I'm going to start working on my main tasks. Do not do it that way. You'll end up probably doing that many deliveries throughout the week, and you're kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone, right? Rather than paying a fortune to get the milestone assignment done, and then later having to do all these damn airport deliveries when you could have got credit for them, throughout the week. You are going to want to move quickly, but the risk with factory tasks is no longer there. Okay? So basically the way that this works, the way it worked before, if you guys don't remember, was you did your factory assignments within the first like 25 tasks. And whatever you couldn't get done in the first 25 tasks, you had to leave sit until after the streaks. That's no longer the case. So what you'll do is you can basically you can take downtime if needed. But what you're going to want to prioritize around is your war. Okay? So you want to make sure that all of your assignments, every last one of them, is done before the second war is over. Okay? Usually it was before the first war is over. You wanted to get to the streaks. With high-level players, you don't want to put yourself in a situation, though, where just because you can, stretch it out further and you can take more time, doesn't mean you should. And I'm going to tell you why. When you don't move quickly, you not only make it more and more risky that you don't finish on time, just in case you did get hit with a lot of factory tasks. Technically, you could ignore them, whereas before, with the streaks, you couldn't ignore them, right? You had to do them. But why... You want to score the most points as possible, right? So if you're now having to take less points than you would take normally, just simply because you didn't move fast enough, that's not the right way to do things. So move as fast as you can, but also keep in mind that your competition will be a lot more likely to forfeit if they don't think that they have a chance to win. Now, if you give them opportunity to not only think they have a chance at winning, but they also put forth all this effort into winning, they're not going to give up when they've already, finished 3/4 of the race. So, for example, if you kind of milk it along and you say, okay, I'm going to get my contest mares done in the first 3 or 4 days. Now these people have done the same. They've already got too much invested. They might as well just go all in. Whereas if your dumbass would have moved a little quicker, you'd be like, damn, I should move really fast, put up an obscene amount of points within the first 2 days, get my stuff done. I'll have the rest of the week to make money, relax, and they'll see my score and go, all right, I don't think I can fix that. There's no point in me even investing my time or efforts. And then you'll be good to go. And if they start getting close to your score and you've saved some tickets, then you can go ahead and put up some more points. And then they'll see, okay, shit, this guy, hasn't finished. So it's really not worth my efforts, right? That's what you want to do. You do not want to drag your feet and put this stuff off. So let's talk about the risks real quick. I'm going to show you guys the contest mayor's charts. Give me just 1 second. All right, this is the contest mayor's charts, the quick charts that I updated. So the task, the value of the assignment, the information, opportunity, algorithm, and risk. All right. The information, you're going to look at that and determine if the pros and cons fit into having the streaks removed. So, for example, the war delivery and the launch common war attack, all these assignments, they really don't have much a risk. Okay? The only risk is that you wouldn't finish on time and your, club isn't at war and you're screwed. Okay? So what you should do is try to get as many assignments done as quickly as possible before the first war ends. If you can put off your long factory productions for when war is over, then you should do that. So, for example, let's say that you have a feed assignment for 2,000 points. Okay? And you have electrical prepped. The contest of mayors just started. Don't pick up the electrical and prep the feed just yet. Work as quickly as you can. Get some stuff done. If you don't get electrical to pop up, then you would look at your surrounding tasks, see if you can keep working. And if you keep getting good assignments, then you can go ahead and prep the feed, but keep working. Okay? If you're in a situation where you want to take downtime, you have to ask yourself, if I take this downtime during active war, is it worth it? Because then what's going to happen is you could potentially get war assignments that you can't complete simply because you took way too much downtime during the first war. Okay? So just be careful about that. Now, that pretty much sums up the war stuff. Now, the monster. You guys can complete most of your war assignments on the monster. Not all of them, but most of them, if you absolutely have to. So make sure that if you get a war delivery assignment and your monster is only, a small lump of cash versus having to wait like 15 hours, just pay the damn cash. Don't pay a ridiculous amount, but it may be worth it just to get it done, okay? So the next page here, war card upgrade, that one is the exact same as before. No risk. The only risk is that if you aren't winning or when you don't think you can win, then you want to make sure that you save those resources. War booster. There's no risk for you as a high-level player. It usually does result in a 3K task, so that's good. The only risk would be that you didn't finish it during active war. So if war's about to end, you may want to consider rotating that. Okay. Keys. Let's see. No real risk there besides what you already know. With it coming back and all that. So unless it's at main task value, you pretty much leave it to sit, honestly. Unless you are at value over opportunity, then you would factor that in. Monster is the same concept as before. It's a no-touch task after or below 2,000 points. Repair VU disaster. Same thing, you guys. So same thing as the keys and before. Earn coins. Now, this task pretty much will never get done for you guys unless you are a value over up. It's the highest in the list, and you've calculated up that, hey, this is my best option in terms of opportunity, in terms of value, all that good stuff. Or you're in reverse rotation. You may have to do that, okay? Now we have cargo. So treat this the way you did before. Again, do not prioritize the milestones. Beach and mountain expansion, same as before. Epic project is a little different now. So before, you guys had to use caution with it a lot more because of its high algorithm. You didn't want it to pop up in the streaks, cause you to fail. Now that doesn't matter. So same thing kind of with the land expansion. The one thing that you want to watch for with the land expansion, the epic project, and the storage, though, is because they pretty much are always in your list, you don't want them to cover up a good doorway. So if it's the beginning of the contest, right? And let's say that you've rotated your couple of main tasks and you have a land expansion available, but you haven't rotated your premiums down below yet. I would rotate your premiums down below first and locate your good doorways first, okay? Then rotate in the land expansion. Because if you don't, it's going to cover one of your good doors. Or you can kind of wait until you get further into the contest and then deal with it. If it's a storage one, because it's 3,000 points, you know, you can do it, but I really would be careful because that damn task will cover up one of your good doorways and will screw up your whole week, and it's really not worth it, you guys, so just be careful. Okay? Airport assignments. So the same thing as before. There's no changes there at all. You're just going to rotate them as you always did before. Neocoins. Same thing as before. Just know that if you have an active epic on your map, it does take away that neocoin bubble for like 90% of people. So same thing for regional coins. If you have an epic on your regional map, it takes away the regional coin, you know, offer. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so these are the upgrades. All of these are the exact same as before for the high level players. Okay? So you have no real risks or anything. You're just going to complete them as you always did before. The only thing I would say is that with the design challenge ones, be careful of them covering up your good doors, and only do the upgrade if it is at main task value or higher. Okay. If you get the submit design challenge and you can do it, get it done. Regional upgrade, Old Town. Okay, so that's just the upgrades. Okay. Regional coins. So with the regional coins and the regional export HQ, the only risk that you have is that you open your regional HQs early and you don't allow yourself enough time to complete your assignments before they close. Okay? So with the streaks not being there, that makes it so much easier. You guys can keep working on these assignments without having to leave them to sit. However, if you get the regional HQ for like 1,500 points and you do it and then it comes back for 1,500 points, I would probably leave it to sit because it's not being good to you, and if it's becoming a repeat task, it's just going to end up costing you a fortune. So if you can leave a regional export HQ locked, that would be the best thing to make sure that you at least make it through all of your assignments. So try to time it. What you don't want to do is you don't want to, open them all up on the first day, okay? Then get a factory task, or you can't finish your assignments before they close. And then you get milestone assignments, or you get assignments later on throughout the week that you can't do because you went crazy and opened up all your stuff. So try to prioritize them to match up to when you're going to finish the contest. You should have an active regional HQ open until you can finish the contest. Okay. Regional shop production is the same. Regional factory production is the same. Actually, no, regional shop production is not the same. So before, if you guys had like a large regional shop production, most of the time you guys would secure it because you didn't want it to pop up in the streaks and cost you ridiculous amounts of downtime with gold tokens. That's not the case anymore. I mean, that would suck, but if you have a task and that is the correct choice, do not do it just because it's going to cost you some downtime. Okay? You can get it done now. Let's see. Launch VU, that's the same. Okay. The factory assignments. This is going to be one of your biggest issues for high-level players. Your first war, the way that we do our war, is the attack phase is active when the contest of mayors begins. Okay? So, if you have a factory production, like I was saying earlier, and you take too much downtime during your first war, you're going to really hurt yourself later. Try to put your downtime to be when war is over, if you can. Okay? Try to keep working at all costs. The only time you should stop working to take downtime is if you absolutely have to. Like, you're not getting any good assignments, and you know it's just going to cause you to have a decrease in points, and you have plenty of time and all that. So don't, say, okay, well, I prepped electrical and I started my week off with the 2300 feed, but I have other stuff I could work on. I'm just going to sit here and work on the feed just because it's my highest task. Don't do that. Keep working. Try to get stuff done. You can prep the feed and keep working, but make sure you keep working. Otherwise, you take a ridiculous amount of downtime. Then you start working when war isn't there, and then end up having to wait for the war cooldown, and then you only have one war to finish everything with certainty that you can play 100% efficient. So by the time the second war starts, you should be pretty much on your tickets, honestly. But you absolutely, for certain, should be finished with the Contest of Mayors by the time the second war ends. Preferably, by the time the first war ends, you should be at least halfway. Okay? With some of these other factory assignments, you guys, all the other stuff you're going to treat the same in terms of like their algorithms and the chemicals and the sugar. You don't want to have too much downtime, but because you don't have the streaks there, you have a little bit more wiggle room. So like, let's say that you have 10 assignments left plus tickets, okay? And you've got sugar for like, I don't know, 1,600. The rest of your list is just total garbage, and you can afford to take the downtime, and that may be the correct choice, Just try to do opportunity over value and take into consideration the downtime and your war schedule. All right? Okay. So this here. No, I just did that. Hold up. All this stuff is the same. The rotation is the same. So the rules of rotation is the one thing that did change. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to edit this, but basically the first 60 assignments, it's opportunity over value. And the last 15 tickets, it's value over opportunity. If you don't plan to use tickets, then the last 15 assignments, it's value over opportunity. If you end up doing value over opportunity and then you later have to use tickets, then just continue on with value over opportunity, but try not to do that every time like that. So, like, let's say that you have 15 assignments left plus tickets, and you think you may have to use tickets, but you're going to try to save them. What I would do is I would do opportunity over value for, let's say, 5 more assignments. So make it like 10 assignments, then move to value over opportunity. That way, if you do have to use, let's say, 5 or so tickets, you're still right in the same ballpark. Okay? It's not the end of the world, but if you know you're going to do your 15 tickets, there's no point in taking less opportunity for pretty much 25 assignments. You know what I mean? You might as well just do the value over opportunity when you finish your tickets, or when you finish your assignments and you get to your tickets. So hopefully that answers most of your guys' questions between this video and the last video. If you have not completed all of your milestones by the time that you finish your assignments, work on whatever remaining milestones that you have if they're beneficial. If you have like a ridiculous amount of airport deliveries that need done, ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth paying you know, 200-300 simscash for X amount of points. Look at your competition. You know, is it needed? If not, then don't bother. Now, the one thing that'll be interesting is how they calculate up the points for the pass, because this is going to have an effect on your score. I mean, the streaks assignments accounted for like 50% of the score. You should still be able to run a 2K average with your assignments. So my guess would be that you'll end somewhere around, well, if it's like 150 if you do a 2K average for 75 assignments, plus whatever milestone points you get, which so far it's looking like it's about between 30 and 50,000-ish. So, I mean, you'll probably be somewhere in the like 190 to 210 ballpark, maybe. Just give or take is what I'm assuming. And I'm assuming that you guys are completing all the milestone assignments. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see kind of how it pans out, because the milestone assignments, they're really just, on one hand, removing the streaks was great in terms of the risk and the annoyingness and having to get things done in a certain fashion. It's better. It really is. It's better without the streaks in that regard. The one thing that is frustrating, though, is that it would have been nice if they would have just eliminated that entire ordeal and just went back to the original contest of mayors list. Now we've got the stupid milestone thing, and I think that what's going to happen is people are going to prioritize that, and it's going to end up costing them a lot. Don't do that to yourself, okay? They're doing a cash grab. They really are. They're like, you know what? People are going to prioritize this. We're going to 11 airport deliveries, seriously? For a 4,000 point assignment. Really? Come on. That's BS. So don't prioritize it. Work your main list. Get the milestone stuff done alongside assignments you would already be completing. Once that is done, only invest extra into them if absolutely necessary. Okay? Pay attention to your airport and when they refresh and all that, because like let's say you're working throughout the week, the contest mayors throughout the week, and you have like a Paris flight that comes in, and even though you don't have an assignment for it, it's already there and sitting there, you don't have to pay for it. Then obviously go ahead and do it, right? But don't pay for anything that you don't need to. All right? Same thing with cargo. Now, cargo usually sits there for a longer period of time, so you can just pack the boxes, and if you get an assignment, then they're already there and all that. So that should answer most of your guys' questions. If you have any questions I did not answer, please put it down in the comment section below. I think I already answered. I know one of you guys is going to ask if the milestone assignments affect the lower portion of the list. Like if you have a 3K assignment or a 4K assignment up in the milestone, will it affect the lower portion of the list? It could, but I wouldn't worry too much about that, because as a high-level player, you know that you can get quite a few 3K tasks in your list, and having one up there is not going to make or break you. You know what I mean? It's just not. So I would not stress about that. All right? Good luck to you guys this week. You can hit me up on Discord or Facebook, and I'm going to go ahead and record the low-level video now.